Echoes of the Horizon. Chapter 1. The Storm is Coming.
The Earth of 3050 was a world reshaped by ruin and reinvention. The air above the desolate wastelands was thick with ash, while beneath the electromagnetic domes of humanity's megacities, life thrived under an uneasy alliance between humans and machines. Neo-Terra, the largest of these domed cities, stood as a beacon of survival. Its skyline of glittering towers pierced the smog-choked sky, casting flickering lights onto the dense sprawl below. In the crowded streets of District 7, a bustling hub of trade and black market dealings, Aria Velos moved like a ghost through the chaos. Her black combat boots clinked softly against the metal-plated streets as she wove her way past vendors selling everything from illegal nanotech to salvaged Earth relics. Her sharp eyes, partially obscured by a sleek tactical visor, scanned her surroundings. She was always on edge, a side effect of too many years spent living on adrenaline and instinct. "Aria, you're late," came a voice from the holographic comm unit on her wristband. The flickering blue image of Kai Soren, her partner and fellow scavenger, materialized above the device. His scarred face was etched with irritation, though his tone carried the begrudging patience of someone used to her antics. "Relax, Kai," Aria said, a small smirk tugging at her lips. "The mission's not going anywhere." "The Council's breathing down our necks," Kai replied. "They're not known for their sense of humor. You've got, 5 minutes to get here?" "Make it 10, Aria teased, brushing a strand of black hair from her face as she reached her parked hoverbike. Its matte black frame hummed to life under her touch. "Tell the Council they can cool their heels. We'll get their precious artifact." Kai groaned, running a hand through his unruly hair. "Just don't get yourself killed. We've got enough problems without you pulling your usual stunts." The comm unit blinked off, and Aria revved the bike's engine. The sleek machine responded instantly, launching her into the labyrinth of the city's back streets. She weaved through the neon-lit chaos with practiced ease, dodging hovering delivery pods and gliding past patrolling drones. The electromagnetic dome overhead shimmered faintly, its protective field the only thing keeping the city safe from the volatile wasteland beyond. By the time she reached the rendezvous point at the city's edge, the faint hum of the dome's energy field was almost deafening. Kai was waiting beside their transport, his plasma rifle slung over one shoulder. Leaning against the vehicle was Dr. Vin Acasta, a wiry man whose nervous energy was palpable even in the dim light. Vin clutched a tablet displaying outdated schematics of their target, the abandoned Echelon Facility. "Echelon's a death trap," Vin said without preamble, his voice tinged with a mix of fear and frustration. "We shouldn't even be going near it." Aria dismounted her bike, her boots crunching on the gravel. "You're the expert, Doc. That's why you're here." Vin shot her a glare but said nothing. Kai snorted, loading a fresh charge into his rifle. "The way I see it, the quicker we're in and out, the less likely we are to end up as part of Echelon's legacy." The facility itself was a relic of the Earth Defense Alliance, a shadowy pre-collapse organization. Buried deep in the wasteland, it was rumored to house artifacts capable of altering space-time itself. The Council believed the technology inside could be humanity's salvation, or its end, and they were paying Aria and her team a small fortune to retrieve it. The journey into the wasteland was as unforgiving as always. The transport rumbled across dunes of rust-colored sand, its reinforced tires kicking up clouds of dust. Electrical storms crackled on the horizon, their jagged arcs lighting up the skeletal remains of a long-forgotten city. Inside the vehicle, the atmosphere was tense. Vin tapped nervously at his tablet, muttering about outdated security protocols. Kai checked and rechecked his weapon, the movements automatic. Aria sat in silence, her gaze fixed on the horizon. When Echelon finally came into view, its towering spires seemed to rise from the sands like the bones of some long-dead beast. The faint hum of power emanating from within suggested the facility was far from dormant. "All right, Doc," Aria said as they disembarked. "You get us in. Kai, you're on overwatch. Anything moves, you drop it." Vin hesitated, his fingers trembling as he worked on bypassing the facility's main door. Sparks flew as the lock disengaged, and with a groan, the massive steel doors slid open. Beyond them lay a dark corridor, its walls lined with cryptic markings and half-functioning lights that flickered ominously. Aria stepped inside first, her visor scanning for movement. The air was stale and heavy, filled with the faint hum of ancient machinery. Kai followed closely, his plasma rifle at the ready. Vin trailed behind, his attention fixed on the schematics. The deeper they ventured, the more oppressive the atmosphere became. The facility felt alive, its dormant systems stirring in response to their presence. The silence was broken by a low, mechanical growl. A sleek, four-legged drone emerged from the shadows, its red eyes locking onto the intruders. "Stalker drone," Arya muttered. "Figures." The drone lunged, its razor-sharp claws tearing into the floor. Arya dove for cover as Kai opened fire, the plasma bolts ricocheting off the drone's armored hide. Vin scrambled to deactivate the machine, his fingers flying across his tablet. "Anytime now, Doc," Arya shouted, her voice strained as she fired at the drone's exposed joint. Sparks flew, but the machine pressed forward. Finally, with a high-pitched whine, the drone froze mid-stride and collapsed. "Remind me to file a complaint with whoever built this place," Kai quipped, brushing dust off his jacket. They pressed on, eventually reaching the central chamber. In the middle of the room floated a sphere of pulsating energy, its golden surface swirling with patterns that defied explanation. Vin approached it cautiously, his tablet beeping with warnings. "This isn't just a weapon," he murmured. "It's a gateway." Arya's stomach tightened. A gateway to what? Before Vin could answer, the chamber shook violently. Alarms blared, and a mechanical voice echoed through the facility. "Unauthorized access detected. Containment protocol activated." The relic began to destabilize, its glow intensifying. Arya grabbed Vin and pulled him back. "We need to move, now." They fled as the facility began to collapse, fighting off more drones along the way. By the time they reached the transport, the ground behind them was a chaotic inferno of collapsing metal and sand. Inside the vehicle, Vin clutched a small containment unit holding a fragment of the relic's energy. "You have no idea what you've unleashed," he said, his voice shaking. Arya stared out at the wasteland, her jaw clenched. "Not yet, but I will." Their comms crackled to life, and Commander Sora Thenis' icy visage appeared on the screen. "Velos," she said, her tone unreadable. "Bring the artifact to me immediately." Arya narrowed her eyes. "What aren't you telling us, Sora?" Thenis' gaze hardened. "You've opened a door that should have remained closed. Now you'll deal with the consequences." Arya cut the connection, turning to Kai and Vin. "We're not handing this over. Not yet." Kai raised an eyebrow. "You sure about that? The Council doesn't take betrayal lightly." Arya smirked. "Let them come." And with that, the storm began to gather on the horizon.